show that teaches you the best ways to rain pain down upon your enemies. From weapons to gear to tactics to map strategies, I'll show you the best way to make your enemies suffer and lead your team to victory no matter what game you're playing. So let the bullets fly and the frags go wild. I'm Digmbot, and this is the Loadout. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Infiltrator in Hawken. So, let's take a look at the Infiltrator's overview right here. Now, you'll notice that the Infiltrator, well, mine's very shiny. I've got a couple custom things on it. The Infiltrator is a interesting mech. It is, well, an Infiltrator. It's a sneaky little mech. We'll back up here so you can take a look at its ability. So, Infiltrator. Now, what the Infiltrator is going to allow you to do is to get behind enemy lines, to deal damage to the enemy, and really just to harass. So to that end, let's take a look at the equipment. Your primary is an assault rifle. Not so hot. Then you have the heat cannon. Now, the heat cannon has a crazy accuracy rating. It's a chargeable cannon, so you have to hold it to charge it up and release it to get that strong shot. I tend to not like the heat cannon for this reason, because if you miss that one high burst shot, then you're stuck with low damage while you wait to recharge it. You do have a secondary grenade launcher that you can manually detonate the grenades. They do bounce, and it's not a bad weapon, but if you miss with your heat cannon, the grenade launcher is probably not going to save you. Conversely, I do actually really like the EOC repeater. Now, it's a proximity mine type weapon. You can charge it up. What that really means is you can charge up and fire more pucks. You can just fire this weapon by clicking. They stick to surfaces, so a trick with the EOC repeater is to actually kind of aim under the enemy that you're aiming at and kind of get the splash damage from it. It's definitely a weapon that requires some practice to use, and it is the prestige weapon, so this is really going to be up to your playstyle. I would say avoid the assault rifle. Every mech in this game carries the assault rifle. You know what they're about. It's okay to start out with the Infiltrator, but as soon as you can get the option, I would switch to the heat cannon, and then when you get the option, try out the EOC repeater. Now, my item loadout for this mech is a little more complicated, as well as the internals, than I normally do. So, radar scrambler. We're going to start with that. It puts out a radar scrambling station, and what this will do is confuse enemies by showing up a whole bunch of false radar signatures on the map. It'll make it look like there's a swarm of mechs coming at you that aren't actually there. It's great for confusing the enemy, especially if you're playing a mode like Siege, where you want to come in from one side, maybe pincer them, and you don't want them to actually be able to pick out your teammates from the clutter of false signatures. It's great for diversionary tactics like that. We also carry the ISM disruptor. It looks like kind of like a top. When you fire it out, it will explode after a couple minutes, and everybody's vision that gets affected by it will be distorted. It's great for initiating an attack, getting a drop on somebody, or it's also great if you need to bug out and you don't want them to be able to see clearly to shoot you as you run. Another great thing for that, and this is why I carry both of them, is so I have an initiate option and a retreat option. The EMP does exactly what you think it'll do. It explodes, sends out an electromagnetic pulse, and everything in the vicinity shuts down for a second. This will literally stop a mech in its track and take its weapons offline. It is obnoxious, which is why I love it. Internals. Shot coil, as always. I just like the shot coil because while I try not to take falling damage, sometimes it's unavoidable, like I am out of jump jets or I don't hit them at the right time. This makes sure I don't kill myself that way. Advanced armor fuser. With this, when you kill an enemy mech, you get 20% of your mech's armor back over 20 seconds, and assist gives you 13%. This is absolutely great for hit and run tactics. You can take a little bit more damage than you normally would because you know it'll get healed back. And the fuel converter converts 2% of your damage into fuel. Great for getting away. You're getting pounded on, you turn to run, some of that damage is being turned into fuel. So, you know, this may not be the particular loadout you want to go with. I do sometimes like to run a repair kit and things like that on the Infiltrator. Unfortunately, I've had a little issue with my Hawken files on my computer, so I'm reconstructing some of my mechs from the ground up. But hey, whatever. So we'll go ahead and jump in. I think that for this we will take a missile assault match and launch with our dear Infiltrator Snake. And I will explain the ability that this mech has once we actually get into combat. It's a lot easier to explain it by showing than by telling, so found a match. Here we go. Bizarre, not a bad map for the Infiltrator. Keep in mind, as always, with the loadout, folks, that these are the things that I find work for me. These are suggestions. This is not the be-all, end-all loadout. However, you are going to have moderate success if you do use these. So, we are in a fresh match. My fire extinguisher. So let's take a look at the grenade launcher. See, fires a grenade that kind of bounces about. I can manually detonate it, and off we go. So 1 puck from the EOC repeater, you hold it down to charge up, and you get a spread. And those things will fly a long, long ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to get down in here and take this silo. Enemy sighted right there. You see that damage. There's an assist right there. Get a little armor back. EOC repeater, so much fun. Get out of my way, you dick. Nah. Caught with your pants down. Awesome. Alright, so one thing you have to be careful with the Infiltrator is teammates getting in front of you. I should not probably have been in that situation, but I was trying to lock down the turret still. This is a mech very much where if you don't have a clear line of sight past your teammates, you're not going to be able to do much with it. So you need to avoid that situation. Let's go ahead and... There's our ability. Now, it does drain fuel, but it is a cloak. You can still see the Infiltrator while it's cloaked, but it's a lot harder than normal. So you can see that the Infiltrator has absolutely massive burst damage power. That's how you want to play it. This is not a sustained engagement mech. You get in, you get out with the Infiltrator. To that end, we're going to go up and around and see if we can get the drop on Silo 3. But this is not a mech where you want to try to get in a lot of stand-up fights. With a CRT, you can possibly do it, but a scout's going to shred you. There goes the EMP. Oh! It's too bad that the EOC repeater charges don't arc. Got him though. So, very squishy mech. I'm not having a great game with it, although you do kind of get the gist of it. 0 kills, 2 deaths, 5 assists. Let's take a look at a little bit of specifics here. So, with the EOC repeater, you can fire 3 pucks just like that. You want to try to charge up to do the full 6. And if you watch the gun on the left there, there's a very nice visual indicator. That's another Infiltrator. Very nice visual indicator of when or how many pucks you actually have loaded with those ridges on the gun. So you should never have a moment where you don't know exactly how many rounds you're going to be firing out of that gun. Is this a hologram or no? It's a real mech. Yeah, I can't fight that. Miyamoto Law, really. And he's running an Infiltrator as well. He's not running near the gear that I am, though. I keep forgetting that I can air dodge. Or can I? Do I have that? Yeah, it's not equipped with this mech. Know your loadouts, folks. Let's go up over here. Whoop. See, burst damage. And like I said, with a CRT, it's almost not even fair. You can really obliterate a CRT. Alright, so let's take a look at Silo 3 here. Wow, he saw me real fast. That's because I fired, duh. Actually, good point. Firing while you're cloaked will break the cloak. God, this guy's got my number. Yeah, I need to get on top of my game here. I'm not helping the team enough. Although I am getting a lot of assists, so yeah, we all have those games. That was weird. That guy didn't have any jet animation. And we can really live without Silo 2. Silo 1, though. Those ESC repeater slugs are so great. So they stick for a minute right there, and then they'll explode when something gets near them. So very handy. They're like prox mines. Love the grenade. Don't forget the manual detonate on the grenade. That wouldn't have killed him otherwise. And I'm out of here. I might be a little too colorful for this map, I don't know. Got him. So I went for the direct hit there with the EOC repeater. Maybe not my best choice, but it got the job done. So you can see right there that he's actually not that hard to see while he's cloaked. Got him. If you can hit somebody with the EOC repeater, it's going to kill him. And if you look at my HUD right now, or my radar, somebody else has out the radar jammer, and that was what it looked like, is all those little red dots. Oof. Ouch. Not getting out of this one alive, I don't think. Nope, got it. Knowing when to retreat in this mech is definitely something you need to work on. You have to be aware that you can't take the kind of punishment that you can in other mechs. Kind of think about it like the scout. If you would retreat with a scout, you probably want to retreat with the infiltrator. I don't like this between 444 guy. Although, getting a little more respectable score here. And we are absolutely devastating them. This is a general thing right here, but these guys are not playing the objective. They're playing team deathmatch, and they're getting wrecked because of it. In missile assault, always play the objective. Team fights are great. Yeah, as our teammate just said, I hope they realize this is missile assault and not TDM. They don't. Have an EMP, guys. They're not playing the objective at all. This is going to be a real easy win, going to be a real short match, and this is a general loadout tip for Hawken. Play the objective. And play the Infiltrator slightly better than I am today. It took me a little bit to get back in the groove. I've been playing Scout a decent amount, but you know what? It's not going to be a bad showing anyways. Don't forget to use your items with this mech either. You'll notice I've been doing that constantly. Always use your items, especially if you're running that EMP ISM combination. Get out of my way, dude. Easy victory. Alright guys, that was the loadout for the Hawken Infiltrator. If you have a mech you want me to do, leave it in the comments section below. If you want me to revisit one with a different loadout, you can let me know about that as well. Click the subscribe button coming up, hit like. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. My name is Digmbot. Later.